English Pronunciation, Lesson 10. Topic: Intonation. Part 2.
To help us practice intonation, who better to ask for help than a musician? I said that intonation is the melody of speech. So let's ask my friend, who is a musician, to help us practice intonation patterns in English.
Exercise 1. Watch the video clip. Try to identify statements with falling intonation.
What do you do?
I build flutes.
How long have you been building flutes?
I started in 1999.
How long does it take you to make a flute?
I do the last third of the instrument, and it takes me about 4 days.
Can I see one of your flutes?
Sure. This is a flute from silver.
When did you make this flute?
I made this flute a year and a half ago.
Is this your flute?
This is my flute. It took me 7 years in the industry before I could have my own.
Exercise 2. Repeat the factual statements that Eric said. Use falling intonation. Note that in this exercise, the words in bold are those words that receive primary stress. In the case of words with more than one syllable, I'll underline the stress syllable. Let's begin. Set 1. Listen and repeat after me. 1. I build flutes. 2. I started in 1999. Set 2. 1. I do the last third of the instrument. Note that primary stress is in the middle of the statement. Your voice will continue to fall after the word third. Listen again. I do the last third of the instrument. Now you try. Let's go on to number 2. It takes me about 4 days. Set 3. 1. Sure. 2. This is a flute from silver. 3. I made this flute a year and a half ago. Note that in 2 and 3, our voice will continue to fall after that syllable receiving primary stress. Listen again to those endings. Silver. Half ago. Set 4. 1. This is my flute. If you'll recall, Eric chose to stress my. He was emphasizing that he made this flute for himself. It was his flute and not a flute that he made for another person. This is my flute. 2. It took me 7 years in the industry before I could have my own. Eric chose to use falling intonation in both thought groups. But note that your voice must reach a lower note on own compared to industry. Own must reach a lower pitch to signal the end of the statement. End of Part 2. Please go on to the next part of this lesson.